Hi friends, welcome to the Mastermind Moments podcast.
Hosted by your pals, Josh and Sasha.
Join us during our weekly mastermind as we collaborate on how to make the most out of our lives.
Not only are we going to mastermind our careers, we're going to work on all areas of life together.
Let's do it. Listen in as we make the most of our mastermind moments.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Mastermind Moments podcast. This is Sasha, and just wanted to pop in here before listening to this episode and let you guys know that we ended up losing Josh's audio towards the end. So we kind of left you on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and then the next clip afterwards is us kind of FaceTiming and me holding up the mic to the FaceTime. So the audio quality might not be the best, and if it's a little choppy, that's why. But just hope you guys enjoy this episode so much. It was definitely an exciting one and a special one, and we're super stoked. And hope you guys enjoy. Bye. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, it's been so long.
Do you know what? We always say, I feel like we say this a lot every time we record these days, and we go, it's been so long. Has it been like 2 weeks? I feel like it hasn't been that long, but it feels so much longer. Because we recorded. Do you know what? It's been a long time since we recorded, like just to chat and just to actually mastermind and catch up. Last time was obviously masterminding the future of the podcast and working on that kind of thing. Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's been a while.
And that was like 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago we had a special episode, and I think before that we maybe had a guest before that, unsure, but it's been like at least a good 2-3 weeks since we've had a proper chat, which, oh my God, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm having a fantastic time in India. Life is very easy, very unemployed right now, but I'm also working really hard on things like we discussed a couple of weeks ago. So it's a weird mix. And we can get into it a bit later, but I guess finding it difficult to balance things is the long and short of it.
Yeah, we can definitely get into it for sure. Before we do, let's spin a wheel. Contribution. What skills or talents do you use to contribute to others?
I use my speaking skills and my ability right now, honestly, my ability to share a story, my main form of contribution at the moment, and that was my plan going into this year, was to give back to the gambling recovery community or the addiction recovery community with this business that I'm working on. And I think in the early days, I struggled to figure out what my form of, like, how I was going to do that. Just because I was posting videos trying to inspire people, I was giving motivational content, and it wasn't really landing. Like, I was getting a couple of hundred views. It wasn't really doing much. Now, my main form of content is posting stories about my past and then giving a motivational, inspirational message at the end. And that is what's made me blow up. Things have really taken off as a result of that. And I'm getting DM after DM, literally dozens. I've probably had well over 200 DMs at this point. So many comments on every single video I post saying, you're the reason that I've stopped gambling. You've inspired me. Please keep it. You're doing God's work. And to me, I'm not making any money from it yet, but to me, it's a major form of contribution. And so I've always said with this, I want to be making money eventually, but to start with, I'm doing this as my way of contributing. And so, yeah, storytelling and using my words and speaking to people and just using my story to inspire people and to basically help people, really.
Yeah, honestly, from my mind to your mouth, same thing, basically. It's sharing personal stories and just being that person who's constantly giving the pep talk. And if that's on the podcast or if that's in my friendships, I think, just the ability to tell a story and the ability to give a good fucking pep talk or record a great meditation or
to give back in some way is the most amazing thing. And especially getting those testimonials too, like it just, oh my God, the fire that it creates in my soul. And I'm sure it does for you too. Like it just feels so good to know you're helping people. So
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, we spoke about this, about a couple of weeks ago as well, about you with your pep talks and I think probably coming from the Tony Robbins environment that we do, that's ingrained into us from an early
yeah.
age. We've been given those pep talks over and over and over again, and by coaches, by speakers, and it's just what we've grown up knowing. So I think naturally we fall into being quite good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just become second nature at this point. It's like it's such a simple answer. It's like what we're doing with our kind of passion projects is how we're contributing. And that's like the whole premise and the whole idea behind everything.
100%.
To
Yeah.
get into everything, what's happening? How are you? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm honestly I'm really good. I literally I was gonna say I have no complaints, but I am about to complain. But life genuinely, if it hasn't felt this good possibly ever. I don't think we touched on this on the podcast because I don't think we've spoken since. But in my first week here in India, oh, we recorded since I've been in India. So I think like the first or second week that I got here, we recorded for a catch up. But I saw this psychic who I saw, if you remember, like a
Yes, we have to
year,
talk about it. Yes.
exactly a year ago. I saw him like April last year, so it was great timing. And one of the things he said to me, I won't go into it properly now, but he said, "You are in the best place that you've ever been," and I was like, "It's true." Like I'm genuinely like, in terms of my wheel, it's in the best shape it's probably ever been. I've been in similarly good places, like happy places, for certain points when I was a teenager. One of the times that sticks out to me was actually the year we met, or the year we properly met, the youth leader year, became the year we became close. But I wasn't mature then, so there were certain aspects of my wheel that just didn't even exist at that point, you know.
Yeah.
But now I've got so many different things ticking, and life just feels good. Everything has majorly taken off with the business. As I say, not making any money from it yet, but I'm so almost there. And I say I'm not making any money. I actually did just get my first payment for a brand deal. If you remember, I'm sure I told you about this brand deal that I did, or I got offered a while ago, but I actually never got round to doing it.
No,
No, I didn't
but
tell you
okay.
this. Okay, so
No, but
I've been
amazing.
approached by 4 or 5 different people to promote their apps, basically. And I was weighing them all up because I was like, I don't think I can promote multiple different apps. I think it's a bit of a weird subject because I don't want to just seem like I'm promoting a brand just for the sake of
Yeah.
it because I'm being paid for it. I want to make it seem like I actually use these products and I actually believe in them. So I was like, I've been offered 4 or 5 of these deals, and I need to think about A, which is the best app, which one would I actually use, and B, which is the most profitable for me. And I went for this one that it took me a few weeks to decide, and a bunch of them were getting a little bit pissed off that I was taking so much time. But I got there and I chose this one, which I got my first payment for last night. And then he's going to pay me another payment this evening because I posted the video. So it's all good. So I am getting paid, but the bit
Yeah.
that kind of besides the point. That's not going to make me a huge amount of money. And so my main focus is actually launching a product and launching a new website because I think my current website is just not, it doesn't serve its purpose well enough. It's not slick enough for a social media linked website. I think it needs to be slicker. But other than that, other than making money, it's really launched. It's really massively launched, and I'm getting loads of views, loads of followers. I'm in all the press. I've got a radio interview with BBC Radio tomorrow night, which is insane. So cool. I've been
Yeah.
invited, and I will say this quietly, but I've been invited. I don't know if I told you this, but invited on the biggest
Yeah.
morning TV show, morning talk show in the UK. So things are really going crazy. And one of the more interesting things is that I've been followed by one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name, in anti-gambling advocacy in the UK. He's a big name. He's made documentaries on the BBC. He's a well-known figure, and he followed me a couple of weeks ago, and he's been liking all my content. And so my plan is to slide in there and become buddy buddy with him at some point, just try and build that contact, build that network. Yeah, that's the long and short of things. The things with Savita have been amazing. It's been so nice being here with her and with her family, and I love her family. They're such lovely people, just wholesome, lovely people. We've just been away for a week, traveling around South India, which was fucking incredible. Just like amazing. We went to Goa. I don't know if Goa, but honestly, I think possibly my favorite place I've ever traveled to. Like definitely top 3. Incredible place. And I want to go back. I didn't want to leave. I want to spend more time there. So yeah, life feels pretty good at the moment, but I am also being, and I think this was the topic that came up the last time we spoke, I'm being pretty harsh on myself in terms of the amount of work that I'm getting done. Right now I'm posting videos every single day, which was my commitment on the 19th of January when I started this. I am overloaded with inquiries, with people trying to approach me for interviews, it's just when I have a moment to breathe away from what I'm doing here in India, I'm working on that, and it's very overwhelming, but I don't feel like I'm doing enough, and I'm really beating myself up for it, because right now I have so many different inquiries, so many different leads, but they're not really going anywhere because I don't have much to offer them right now. My mum said to me off the back of this media coverage that I got a couple of weeks ago, she was like, you have to launch a product now, like ASAP. I was like, I know, and I'm working on it, and I have been working on it little by little. But it's been like little by little when I've had the time, because I've been so busy here. I've been so busy with other parts of the business that I just haven't had the time to focus on actual product, which is arguably in many ways more important than the videos that I'm posting. Now, because the videos I'm posting are probably taking up 30 minutes to an hour, and that 30 minutes to an hour every day could be used towards this product, towards this course that I'm working on. And if I did that, I could probably get it done in a week. I could probably get it done by the end of this week. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, and it doesn't feel good, because I see a pathway to money, and especially now that I've been paid for my first brand deal, I'm suddenly like, damn, it's that easy. If I literally just fucking do the thing. Because for so long with these brand deals, I was putting off making a decision for weeks. And then the guy that I eventually decided to go for, he put some pressure on me. Literally on Saturday, he texted me and he said, bro, what's going on? You haven't come back to me. You haven't even proposed a video to me. What is, he was getting pissed off. And I was like, damn, okay, I actually need to just get this shit done. And I thought, it's going to take maybe 10-15 minutes to come up with an idea, to come up with a script for this video, and then I just need to make the video. It will take me maximum an hour from start to finish, and then I get paid for it. I post it, I get paid for it, problem solved. And I literally did it within 30 minutes to an hour yesterday. I did it, and I've been paid half, and I'm being paid another half today. I think that's kind of given me a taste of how easy it is to make money from this, and I just need to fucking do the thing. So my thought on that is today will be my 100th video that I've posted, and on my page. So that's 100 days consecutively that I've posted. I think maybe it's time to stop posting every single day, at least for this week, and I will start posting maybe every other day, at least this week. Or this week I'll post when I have an idea. I'll sit down and I'll brainstorm and I'll post when I have an idea. And instead of using that time to make the videos, I will use that time to make this course and to finish this product, and just blast through that this week, and then maybe resume normal service with daily videos from next week. Because that's the other thing with the videos. I'm struggling for ideas now. I'm posting every single day for 100 days. I'm running out of creativity at this point, and I'm trying to brainstorm other approaches, other ideas of things that I can actually post about, and not just moving away from the story approach that I've been having, and actually trying to push the boat out. And I posted a different style a couple of times last week, and it went down really well. So I need to experiment more. But in order to experiment more, I need more time to sit down and brainstorm and be creative and allow that creative space, which I just don't have at the moment. Yeah, it's all very overwhelming, but I think that's probably the best way moving forward, is to shift my priorities at least for a week.
Yeah. I have so many thoughts coming off of that. First and foremost, let's just back up for a second and say one of the first things you said was this is probably the best you've ever been for a very, very long time. And that's incredible, and that's something to celebrate, and it's something to be really, really excited about. If your wheel is feeling super full and just so good, that's definitely something to not forget about. Remember, like, you're doing the best you've ever done, and the thing is all the problems you're having are really, really, really amazing problems to have. Like, the fact that your business is doing so well that you just don't have the bandwidth to do it while you're spending quality time with your loved ones, traveling to a new place, like, what a beautiful challenge to have. You know what I mean? So back up and zoom out for a second. That is something to celebrate in itself, is that these problems that you're having are great problems to have. Second of all, like, yes, I think maybe it's a matter of sitting down, and this is something we talked about before, right? With time blocking and scheduling, is sitting down and sorting out your time for when you're working on things, because you do have the luxury of being unemployed in this moment. So figuring out your time and your boundaries around your time, and obviously only you know that because you know how much time you're spending with Savita and her family and the travels and all of that. So, like, blocking out the times of when you're going to be working on the content creation versus the product creation versus whatever. And I'd say do your best to also find the in-between moments. So, like, car rides, plane rides, like these in-between small moments, like taking a shit. Can you just be brainstorming things, whatever? Something else I want to note too that came up during this, like when you were saying that you're drying out for creativity a little bit, that mastermind that I shared with you is absolutely perfect. Like, literally gives you a framework for how to develop endless content ideas. Like, it's actually crazy. So that's a really good tool and resource to go through. And these videos they're somewhat short, but you can go through, and I think each week when you do it, it'll just flood you with new ideas. So I would definitely look into that resource, because I think it's going to help a ton.
Yeah,
you know?
I really want to. It's been since you gave me the details for that, I've had it on my to-do list for literally 3-4 weeks now. I think literally the week that I left, you gave it to me, and I put it on my to-do list. I had it on my to-do list last week. I had it on my to-do list the week before. It's on my to-do list this week. But again, it's just about finding the time to do it alongside everything else. And again, it's about priorities, and that's what I'm struggling with at the moment, is prioritizing what work to do in the time that I do have. I think first priority for me right now has to be the product. Second priority, probably at that point, could be the mastermind, but I also still need to
because that'll help with the content creation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then in the meantime, what am I doing about content with the limited time that I have? I don't want to get lazy and start. Yeah, I just don't want to get lazy with it. And that's my concern, is if I'm putting my time too much time into the product, then, and I'm still putting pressure on myself to post every single day, then I'm going to be struggling to actually give quality content. And then especially if I'm watching the Mastermind every day into it. But I'll find the time. I have to find the time. And again, just on priorities, and I'm so glad you just said what you said, because one thing that I've been doing, I haven't been out the whole time, but I've been spending a lot of quality time with Savita's family. And for example, I feel like I've really been bonding with her sister by sitting downstairs and watching movies with her. Like, literally watching, she's been showing me all the Bollywood movies, and I've been sitting there watching them, and we've been really bonding over it, and it's been really nice and really important. But while I've been sitting there, I've been like, damn, I'm sitting here watching a movie. I should be working right now. This is time when I could be using to work. But I'm really glad that you said what you just said, because actually I'm very lucky to be experiencing the opportunity to sit down and watch those movies and to spend that quality time with her. I think it's really important, actually, and in many ways more important than anything else, is to build
Yeah.
that relationship. But it's a fine line, I think, when it comes to the amount of time maybe that I'm spending doing that.
Yeah. Or does it also look like she's showing you her world? Like Savita's sister, could you show her some of your world? And hey, I'm going to sit down and watch this video for a mastermind. Would you watch it with me? It's only 20 minutes before this movie. Or including her in some of your world stuff too. That way, like, she's seeing both aspects. Like, it doesn't have to just be one way or the other. Or maybe it looks like, hey, I can only do one movie tonight, or can we do one movie and then some of this mastermind? Like, would you mind watching it with me? Because I like need to do this. So maybe it looks like that. Or listen, if she's just watching movies, ask her to help you delegate. Be like, can you help me brainstorm and film some content? Like, really, why not? Like, it's a great bonding experience. So I'd say get creative and step outside of the box too, especially if you're like spending quality time. Like, it doesn't maybe have to just look like immersing yourself in their world. Maybe it looks like them immersing themselves in your world too.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I agree. I like that. I think the other thing, since I've been back, so we got back yesterday quite late, and I, well, so she has actually now started a full-time job where she's working crazy hours, literally 7 days a week or 6 days a week, Monday to Sunday, but she has one day off. So that option is almost no longer there anymore. So it's not so much of an issue, but it has been an issue in recent weeks. But yeah, even yesterday, we got back quite late afternoon yesterday, and I found that I had plenty of time to be working on stuff. And the good thing is that Savita, she works weird hours. Like, she's technically started work now, even though I'm using her computer, so she's not doing it. But then some days she will start much later in the day, and actually most of the time she's starting at 3:30, 4 p.m. Indian time. So that kind of gives me a good window then when she's working to work on my stuff, and that's when I've generally been using it as an opportunity to get shit done. And the mastermind, you said it's what, 20 minutes per
They
section?
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, they range. There's going to be like 8 like different courses, but they're like they're what there's anywhere from 2 to 5 10 to 20 minute videos in there.
Okay.
So maybe a little more, but like there's a lot of, and then there's some replay videos, but just go through and watch what you can.
So
Like, some of them are
it's very
shorter, some of them are
manageable
longer.
in chunks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just break it down by chunks. Just be like, watch 1 or 2 videos a day, or have it on while you're doing something. Like, I will say I've been taking a lot of notes, so you might want to but just break it down by chunks. Be like, okay, 20 minutes here, I'm going to do this while I'm taking a shit, or 30 minutes here, I'm going to do this while I'm cooking something or whatever. I'm going to ask if they're down to watch this with me and brainstorm this with me, whatever, Like, you just got to carve out the time, because I do think it's going to help with the content creation quite a lot, like a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're feeling like you're drying up, it will literally solve that for you.
That's exactly what I've been thinking. I've seen it winking at me in my to-do list for weeks now, when I've been struggling for ideas, and I sit there and I'm like, okay, it's time to record. What the fuck do I do? And literally just sitting there in a meditative state and trying to figure out what story I can tell, or what inspirational message I can give. And then in the corner of my eye, I'm like, okay, I know this is going to help. I know watching this is going to help. So again, maybe it looks like this week not posting every single day and working on the product for 20-30 minutes every day, and then doing that for 30 minutes every day. So yeah, there's definitely ways forward, ways through it.
You could totally do it. And it's like, it is okay. And I think that honestly, it's crazy, because I think the parallels, and we talked about this before, but the parallels between your life and my life right now, in general, they're so crazy, but right now they feel super, super crazy. And my tendency to be super hard on myself, and I just want you to understand that you're doing the absolute best that you can. But if there are ways for you to get better, I think and this is a larger conversation, right? How do you prioritize your time and your energy? What is the outcome you want? What is the goal you're moving towards? What is going to push the needle the most to get there? And then how do you prioritize that in your life, in your day-to-day life, while you're also prioritizing other things that need to happen, like your relationship and your relationship with your girlfriend's family and your travels? But it is like a larger conversation in general about, okay, what's super important to me and what needs to happen and what can happen for me to push the needle the most. Like, how can I use my time the most effectively and efficiently? And it's something I'm sitting on a lot right now too. So I think it's a really larger question just in general about people is like, what do you want in your life and how are you spending your time? And are the ways you're spending your time and your energy getting you towards that outcome or not?
Yeah.
Or is it being
Yeah.
inefficient? Like maybe you're moving towards the outcome, but maybe it's not efficient.
I think that's it. How can I use my time in a completely efficient manner? And it's something I've been thinking about a lot on this trip, especially listen, these 6 weeks, I think before I came, I saw them as an opportunity to be super productive and to really start filming long form content and to really start blasting products and really get shit done. I think I'm probably looking at it the wrong way, and in many ways, I shouldn't be thinking of it that way. I should be thinking of this 6 weeks as the way it was intended to be, which is quality time with Savita, with her family. I'm probably almost certainly never going to get this stretch of time with her family again. They live in a different country. This is extremely important bonding time. And so I think right now that has to be my priority. Forget about making money, not forget about making money, but forget about lessen the impact or the importance of building the business over these 6 weeks. I was thinking about, okay, let's do what I can while I'm here. And then when I get back, it's hustle time, it's grind time. And I've already made a schedule, like a daily schedule as to what my day can look like in order to make sure that I'm focusing entirely on my 9 to 5 and working my ass off to make money from the sales that I'm making at my corporate job, but then utilizing my time as best I can outside of that in order to build my business seriously and to really start building something. I think I need to alleviate that pressure for sure, but when I get back, I need to make sure that I'm really scheduling my time as efficiently as possible. So yeah, that's probably the best way of looking at it, to be honest, is just right now, relax a little bit, allow myself the space over the next 3 weeks, which is really scary to me that there's only 3 weeks remaining. But yeah, basically have something to look forward to when I get back, because we won't go into it, but it's something that we've briefly touched on. My social life is busy, right? And we've spoken about this plenty of times before, and I know you've had parallels here regarding social life, and I'm quite quickly coming to realize that my friends back home they're just not my people anymore. Most of them, of course, there are a couple of friends who I'm like, you serve a purpose in my life, and I'm happy for you to serve that purpose, but I need to improve my peer group. I need people who motivate me, who push me. And so that's something else that I've been thinking a lot about recently. But with that in mind, the reason I raise that is because I think when I go back, I'm not going to be out socializing as much. I'm not going to be out drinking. I'm not going to be out with friends having fun as much. I'm really going to have more time, I think, to focus on my business because of the way that my social life is potentially shifting in the next few months. Yeah, it's an interesting time. It's a transitional time, but it's a very, very, very exciting time, and I'm extremely excited for it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's wild. And you have the opportunity to go internal and to improve yourself. And when you do that in turn, I think the right people will be attracted to you.
Yeah,
You'll just
no,
go into hermit
sure.
mode and you'll just go in there and focus on yourself and let it all happen.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But I am so curious and so excited to hear about everything you've been up to, because you voice messaged me and I've heard a little bit about your escapades in LA, but I feel like we're barely scratching the surface. I want to hear all about LA. I want to hear all about most importantly, how things have been going with the podcast and pitching and all of that.
Yeah, it's crazy actually the parallels in our lives, because I would have said the same exact thing where I literally filled out my wheel. I'm doing it every Sunday. So yesterday I sat down and I was like, okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, like where is everything? And this is probably the highest it's been, like on almost every category. I can't tell you the last time that every category was this high, like maybe when I was in Paris, but like I wasn't measuring back then. And that was just so much. It was a lot of fun, but like my health was falling through the cracks for sure. I'd say I'm just doing so well overall. Like my health feels great. I'm moving every single day and eating really clean. My physical environment is great. Like I am obsessed with Venice. Like I feel like this is my place. Like I'm obsessed with it. I just saw Bella last night. So like I went to her engagement party yesterday, and just like in general, my friends feel so good. My relationships feel so nurturing. Like my family relationships, my friendships feel 10 out of 10. I've been seeing somebody, which I don't want to get into on here publicly, but he has like very real potential to be like a serious contender for a life partner, maybe. I don't know, but I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but like things are going really like just enjoying getting to know this person, and there's like very real potential there. Everything feels great right now. Like spirituality feels great. Like everything feels great. And I'm on the edge of a like a huge leap of faith right now, and I'll get into it. But let me get into the pitch stuff because it'll lead there. I ended up sending in my pitch a week ago, and I'm ready and excited and welcoming and open to the responses that are flooding my inbox right now. I sent in the pitch a week ago. I am now on wave 2 of pitch, which is reaching out to other people in that company. And then also I'm expanding the pitch to other networks as well. So I'm expanding there, and which like excited about, and I'm feeling the same exact challenge you're feeling, where I'm like, there's all these things I want to do with the podcast, and I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I have zero bandwidth. Like I just don't have the time and energy to be doing all the things I want to be doing at the quality at which I want to do them. Even if I want to pick a couple of things and just go really deep and do it really, really well, I just feel like I don't have the time or energy. And I keep getting these, I'd say like signals from the universe, signs from the universe, and like messages from the universe to quit my job without anything lined up and to do the podcast full time for a year and just balls to the wall commit. Like I feel like I've gotten messages from the universe where it's like and not from one source, from like different sources, where it's like nothing's going to work out unless you fully fucking commit to the thing. If that's the relationship, if that's your health, if that's whatever, but like specifically with the business, like it's nothing going to happen until I fully fucking commit, until I fully burn the boats and go all the way and do the thing. So it's something, honestly, that I started thinking about it. Once I submitted the pitch last week, I was thinking about it more seriously with my therapist, and because in my mind, it's already done. Like in my mind, when submitting the pitch was me like signing the contract. I was thinking about it with my therapist, and also my dad like had the opportunity, and he had another career opportunity, and I was telling him the same thing. I'm like, burn the motherfucking boats. Like life begins on the outside of your comfort zone. If you're scared and excited, that's how you know it's the right decision. Feel fear, do it anyway. And I'm telling him all of these bumper sticker phrases that I use all the time and that I feel like I live by a lot of the time. And then I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have all these things I want to do and these priorities I have with my business, and I feel like I can't work on them because of my 9 to 5. Am I even living by my own phrases? Am I even living by my own mythology to really commit to something and feel fear, do it anyway, and to just give myself to this thing completely? Honestly, I'd say I'm like pretty sure. Like I'm like 95% sure that I'm putting in my notice next week.
Oh my God, next week. That is unbelievable. Incredibly excited. I literally gave like a real time reaction, but I think maybe the internet cut out or something and you didn't hear it. It just, oh my God, next week. That is, first of all, like I can see how you probably have or will have over the next week or 2 weeks or however long.
I'm sure there are so many conflicting emotions of it, and will be that I think to me it sounds like absolutely the right thing to do. And I'm not to it, but I really think that this, we've spoken for months now about signs from the universe that you're not meant to be doing your full-time job. That, maybe the purpose of your full-time job has come to an end. That, it's not where you're meant to be anymore. You kind of outgrown it. And so we've also spoken fairly recently, or over the last few months, about how those signs that have been pushed onto about your full-time job have also come at a time when you're just about to pitch your podcast and about to pitch yourself and, make that move. Like, personally, I think it's absolutely the right thing to do. I think this, I don't even know what signs you're talking about, but from my perspective, in recent months, the signs are absolutely there. And so I am incredibly excited, and also when better time to do it than when everything is falling into place in the rest of your life. Your wheel is incredibly solid right now and at high numbers and well-rounded, and that is the best time to do it because you're at that peak frequency. It sounds like you're just ticking at the pangs. That is the best time to put that energy out there. So fucking do it. Just go all in. I wish you saw my real-time reaction because I was just like mind blown by that revelation.
Yeah, I'm very much so like, I mean, I had a lot of signs. It's something we've been talking about for months now, where it's like there have just been signs that this isn't the right thing for me, but then signs and messages from other sources being like, people expect something to work and then it's not working, and that's because they're not fully committed. And I've heard that from two different sources that I consider like mentors. And then I had that conversation with my dad where I was basically telling him all these things. And after having that conversation, I was like, why am I not following my same advice? And then on top, and one of the phrases I used with him, which is like a huge Tony Robbins phrase, is like, you need to burn the boats. I was like, you need to burn the boats. How else are you going to take the island? Like, it's scary and exciting. Just do it. And I kid you not, Josh, literally like the next day, like 2 days later, something like that, I met this couple at this community living house that they kind of quit their corporate jobs, like went all in on their business. Like it grew exponentially really, really quickly. And I kid you not, the phrase he used to me was, you just have to burn the boats. And I was like, oh my God. Yes. Right.
The chances.
Right. And I was like, and they had no idea I was thinking about any of this. Like they were just telling me about their experience. And I was like, okay, universe. Because I asked the universe for a sign earlier that day. I was like, okay, universe, like, fine, I hear you. The reason I'm giving my notice, I believe, next week is because there's a project I really, really want to work on, and that feels so alive to me while I'm in Paris. And I'm going to be there for 3 weeks with my girlfriends, and we're going to work on this project together. And in order for me to work on this project the way that I want it to go, I need to be able to commit the time and energy to doing it properly. And if I'm in Paris, I'm going for 3 weeks in June, so I have to give a month's notice. So that leaves me beginning of May. And also, how crazy is it that that's like birthday week too? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right? So like, and I was thinking, the thing that I was like having a chat about it earlier, and it's something I was thinking about where I'm like, okay, really what's keeping me at this job is that the financial security and the insurance, like just the certainty of that. And then I took a look at the numbers, and I have enough savings to last me a year. And a year as if I was living last year. So as if I was, like last year I spent a certain amount and I was traveling like crazy. I was pretty frivolous. Like if I wanted to buy the thing, I bought the thing. Like if I wanted to do the experience, I bought the experience. Like I was not being frugal at all last year. So I have that and then some, but I would still need to buy new equipment for the podcast. So it's like, so I need to look at how much that equipment is going to cost me, subtract that out, and then figure out on top of that, how long do I have
just living on my savings until I need to consider like supplementing my income with extra work. So just like giving myself a time period or like a money period, being like, okay, if I hit this threshold and nothing's coming in, then I need to find something else elsewhere. So that's kind of something I'm working on right now. And I'm still, it's like, I need to, it's like, it's crazy because I feel that same pressure you feel where it's like, okay, I have these 3 things. I have needing to look at the logistics of quitting and what that's going to look like. And then I have the pitch where it's like I need to continue my pitch and then pitch to other networks. And then the regular ass podcast of making sure the work is still being produced, high quality, like 3 episodes a week. And so it's like all those things on top of my 9-to-5 job. And I'm like, and I'm just, there's so much. So it's like a lot, it's very, very overwhelming in that sense that I'm being really hard on myself in the same way you're being really hard on yourself about like, oh my God, there's not enough time. And then I'm having to get really much better at being like, okay, it's not all going to get done. It's literally impossible with my time right now. So what do I need to do to move the needle the furthest right now, in this week? Like, what are the priorities this week? And moving towards those things. So like this week, my priorities are finishing, like redoing some of the pitch assets and then sending it all out and getting it out and then, producing the podcast. And like maybe once I get this wave of the pitch out, then feeling more like logistic stuff, because I mean, realistically, once I put the notice in, I have 30 days, right, to get my shit together. And I've already done the basic preliminary. Like I know I have this much in savings. So like that's a baseline. Okay, I know I have like about a year. But then it's also like I know I'm wanting to stay in Venice Beach. I'm like, okay, rent and budgeting and figuring out how I'm gonna live and do shit like that. But then I'm also just like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm at the end of my 20s. I'm about to turn 28 next week. Like no responsibilities, nothing. Like if I don't do it right now, when the fuck am I gonna do it? Yeah. And I think about it, and I've been saying it for years. I'm like, my goal has never been to climb the corporate ladder. My goal has always been to be self-employed and to always do this thing. And it's like, I have to show the universe I'm committed. I feel like it's one of those things. I don't know if I ever told you this story where the last job I had, it was a very toxic workplace for me. And I ended up quitting without anything lined up. And I got my offer for my current job on the last day of the toxic job. And I'm like, part of me just kind of wants to like commit and jump in head first and just do the damn thing and know that everything's going to work out on the backside. I just have to take that fucking leap of faith. But Josh, I feel really nervous and afraid and scared,
But that's natural. And I think you talk about you need to show the universe and you're committed. The universe is going to test you with those emotions. It's going to say, are you really ready for this? Right? And that's your brain trying to protect you in going, is this the right thing to do? And you have to say yes. You have to say, absolutely, this is the right thing to do at this point in my life. And as you said, you're about to turn 20. This is the peak time to be doing this. Your 20s are for taking these leaps. And if it doesn't work out, it's absolutely fine, because you're in your 20s. You have so much time to build back up, to recover, to throw into something else. For me, I don't know. You know how much I believe in signs from the universe. I think it sounds like there's so much pointing in the direction of fucking that. And not least the emotions that you're feeling. And you are going to keep feeling those emotions, and especially when you actually take the plunge and do it next week, it's going to be, holy shit, like this is real now. And so, when you're sort of building up to actually leaving the company, and when you actually leave the company, those emotions are going to come up multiple times. I was going to say similar to like kind of grieving process, you'll think they're gone and they'll suddenly come back. But yeah, it's the universe that you're willing to do you, right? And plus you're committed to this. Are you ready to feel these tough emotions? You had to have these tough thoughts and yeah, are you ready? And I think the answer that you have to give is fuck yes.
Yeah, it's like being ready is a decision. It's not a feeling. And I need to decide that I'm fucking ready and go into it. It's just there's so much fear there and so much uncertainty. And I'm like, for someone who has such a high tolerance for uncertainty and for risk. Like, this feels so scary. And I think it's also just challenging. I mean, I don't know how much we've talked about on here, but like, I do have, it's because that financial independence and that financial certainty has been so important to me and so deeply rooted in me. I feel like that is just like the core of like so much fear. And it's like, wow, I really have to challenge these like limiting beliefs head on, honestly, if I'm going to do this at all. Because it's like, I was kind of hoping, of course, it was going to be like a really seamless thing. And it very well could be. Like, it still could be a very, very seamless transition between the 9 to 5 and taking the podcast full time and like making a livable revenue with it. Like, it's very possible it's going to be a seamless transition as soon as I just take the leap and the commitment and just do the damn thing, burn the damn boats. But I'm just feeling so nervous, and I find myself like jumping to like planning and being like, okay, if I put the notice in here, I have this much time to figure out my shit. This time in Paris is working on this project. What the fuck am I going to do over the summer? I should go visit my family, but like working on this podcast while I'm visiting my family is going to be really, really tough. And like, I don't, but like I have to. And I don't know. I'm just like, and then I'm like, girl, stop trying to control the outcome of everything. Like, if you're going to face that much uncertainty, you might as well just fucking lean the hell in. And I'm like, if anyone's can deal with this amount of uncertainty, it's me. And if there's anyone who can deal with putting in the fucking work and the fucking follow through, it's me. I'm just like having so many feelings about it. And it's like really nerve wracking and like it's really overwhelming, like the amount that needs to happen. And I'm just feeling so like all of it. You name it, I feel it, which I'm sure is how you're feeling too. Like everything.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you know what? I feel like we're kind of going back to the basics of the Mastermind Moments podcast here. And something that we see advice we've given each other over and over and over again, honestly, the advice in similar situations. And genuinely, regardless of how, I might be feeling tough emotions, I might be feeling anxiety, scared emotions, or emotions that I'm not doing enough, different emotions. Every single day right now, I'm meditating. I am practicing gratitude every single day. I'm gratitude journaling. I'm gratitude meditating. I'm doing other forms of meditation every single day without fail. I honestly put my entire mental situation, my mental health, and the strength of my mental health right now down to that. Genuinely, I think in times when things are feeling really overwhelming, it's particularly important to be leaning on the basics, the things that I personally, especially over recent months, I've grown to feel this way, that I think we should be doing these things every single day, regardless of whether we're going through tough emotions, tough time, overwhelming times. If we're doing it constantly, it helps us kind of get through those overwhelming times much more seamlessly when those overwhelming times come. And so, going back to a classic Mastermind Moments tagline, practice gratitude and meditate.
Yeah, you're damn right. I mean, I haven't been meditating. I have been moving every day, and I've been, honestly, the last like week and a half just going on bike rides, like an hour and a half bike ride every day. And that's like somewhat, I feel like the movement aspect is somewhat meditative because it's like just me and the bike and just like having that time, like an hour and a half with my thoughts, basically, to just like sit there and think about things. And like I've been having really creative ideas on these bike rides and like just really whatever. But you're right, like sitting down with the meditation, and really like that's the key. Like I got to be walking to talk, especially if I'm selling myself as a brand and pitching myself as a brand. Like, I am the brand, and the brand is fucking literally called Visualize Meditation. Like, come on. Like, come on.
You said it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just, I'm having so many feelings and so many thoughts, and just, I don't know. It's like recent in the last couple days or so, it's been more fear than, I think, because I like feel like I've made the decision already, and now I'm kind of grappling with like, oh my God, I'm about to jump out of a plane. I hope this parachute opens. But it's like,
it's like I feel like I open the door and I'm about to jump and I'm like looking down and I'm like, ah, that's so scary.
I think you need to know for sure. You need to know in your mind, your body, every inch of your being going to work out, and if this is the right thing, you're doing the right thing. Of course, you're gonna have the emotions and those feelings of doubt, but you need to make sure whether you believe in it or not in those moments that you drive your mind back to, I'm not listening to that talk. I'm not listening to this fear, these feelings, or these emotions. I know in my mind that this is the right thing to do. Just tell yourself that whenever you feel those tough emotions coming up, just train your brain to go, no, this is the right thing. And eventually, I think very quickly, to be honest, if you're catching those feelings very quickly and telling yourself that all the time, you will start to feel, it will start to feel much easier. And I think you have to have that headspace in order to manifest your wildest dreams.
Yeah, 100%. It's interesting because even just like, I know that business is such an avenue and business is such a vehicle for personal development. And even in just the decision to take it full time, the being confronted with my deepest limiting beliefs and fears, I'm like, holy shit, this is okay. Like just being confronted with it and being like, holy fuck, okay, we're doing it. Like this is personal development on crack. Let's go. We thought last year, we thought 2025 year of travel, like, and it just hasn't stopped since then.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I was going to say, I think after the year that you had last year, which was, a year of growth, a year of travel, a year of experience, coming back to the US, coming back to home and actually working on things and taking your podcast to the next level, I think it was always going to end up like this quite quickly. It has to be quite quickly. You set yourself a goal of around this time of year at the start of the year and pack it, right? And here you are. This is what you wanted at the start of the year. This is where you kind of wanted to be. I don't know whether you expected to be quitting your job like that. But, I think, as you say, do we need to make that leap of faith and show the universe that we're ready to burn the bridges and take it to the next levels? But I'm really excited for you. I think this is going to work out. I really do. I firmly believe it. Just because I see the way that you're talking about it and that you feel, I think, I don't know what level you feel this, but you feel that this is the right thing to do. The fact that you've made the decision that you feel this is the wrong. And I'm really excited for you. I think it's a huge decision and huge moves that's going to work out.
Yeah, it's really conflicted feelings. It's like I feel so deeply that this is what I meant to do, and I've just been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and I've been working on it, I've been taking action, but I just don't have all the time and energy to do the things I want to do. And it's like, now that I've kind of been making the decision, like all of this fear is coming up and all of these like self-doubts are coming up, and I'm like, okay, I have to confront them head on. But in the same way that I had to confront head on my breakup, or I had to take on head on traveling the world by myself for a year, like it is that same thing, like it was really fucking scary and it was really fucking difficult, but I came out on the other side like way better, way stronger.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I think this is very much another moment like that. A major leap of faith, a major life change, a major life event, actually. And I think it's anyways.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm like on my period this week too. Like I started thinking about it last week. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like really make the decision until I'm on my period, and like I need to sit. And also like because my birthday's next week and because I'm gonna be doing this next week, like I want to sit, and I will be sitting in some like very, very deep reflection within the next couple of days. Like really sitting on, okay, like what are my intentions going into this? What are my focuses going to be going into this? just run through some work, just run through not every case scenario, but enough case scenarios where I can give myself certainty about like, okay, XYZ happens, like these are your thresholds, like this is, you kind of have general ideas about what you would do, but also like I can have a plan and God's gonna fucking laugh. Like, really, we're gonna sit here a year from right this moment today and be like, holy fuck, did we even expect it to end up like this? A year ago from yesterday, well, first of all, how crazy is this? Yesterday, I was at your sister's engagement party. A year ago from yesterday, I was with your sister in LA hanging out. And I'm like, if you would have told me a year ago, like, oh, you loved LA so much that you came back and now you've been here for like a month and you're so obsessed with it and you're like seeing Bella like exactly a year later and doing all these things, like I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? So who knows? We'll sit here in a year and be like, holy shit. Shit's crazy.
I firmly believe that. I think this is, and you know what? Every year is, I think, I was going to say this is a huge year for both of us. And I think, last year was a huge year for both of us. I think we're at that point in our life where, it's our 20s, it's our late 20s. And, there's huge crucial years in our life where huge growth happens, huge change happens. I think we, there are lots of parallels always in our lives, and we're experiencing that very much so over the last couple of years. And this year, I think it's going to be one step above that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I really needed this. Recording. I was like feeling so, every time we talk, I'm just like, whew, okay. Like, we can do this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%. But, listen, I'm always in texts or phone call or a podcast recording away. So maybe promotions is high. If you have people to talk to, and I think it really helps to process through these days. Just talk through them and to have reminders and to be boosted with confidence and your ego boosted that, you're going to fucking do this.
Yeah, definitely needed the pep talk for sure, and will need them continuously for a little bit. You'd be like, Sasha, remember, you're a bomb ad Midge. Because I actually have not talked to a lot of people about this at all, which is, me, I like talk to everybody about everything, but like, no, I haven't really talked to a lot of people about this because I've just been so sitting with it.
Yeah. Very exciting times.
Yeah, it's exciting. But, all right, guys. So for the listeners, sorry if it's choppy and whatever. It's been a very eventful episode, both with our tech and also with our revelations in life and like how crazy and like honestly what a blessing this podcast is to have all of us in real time, like recorded,
Absolutely. And we'll look back on this episode in a year and go, what were you even scared of?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, honestly. And it's everything is working out the way it's supposed to. It's just time,
Shall.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll catch you guys next week on Mastermind Moments, and everybody go take a big giant leap of faith, and we'll chat soon. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and follow along on social media.
If you would like us to help you mastermind something in your life, please send us a message.
We'll see you next week on the Mastermind Moments podcast.